Ladies and gents, you are listening to WLXU 93.9 FM Radio Lex. What's Next Kentucky Radio? Got another special edition, another episode coming to you for 2024. New year, new content, new guests as well. I'm sitting across. Now, I'm not sitting across from him, but he's right next to me. I'm sitting right next to a great friend of mine, one of the best barbers here in Lexington, Kentucky. What we wanted to do to start off, the New Year's, we wanted to add our community, into the show a lot more. So we decided to add a segment every week. It's called the Feel Good segment, where we have feel good stories come in every episode. I can't speak today, ladies and gents, but that's okay. But yeah, every episode we're gonna have a feel good segment, and for today I'm joined by Isiaha Lisath. My man, thank you so much for coming on. One of the best barbers, one of my favorite barbers here in Lexington, Kentucky. He gets me right for every episode. Y'all see me come in here with the crispy lineup and everything like that. He's the one that's doing it. So, I want to give my flowers to him and welcome to him to the show and for joining us today. I'm excited, to sit and chat with you, man. How you doing today?
I'm good, man. God is good, and I appreciate you having me.
No problem. Now, I know we kind of talked about it off camera and everything like that, off air as well. But yeah, your barber school's right across the street, man. So I hate to bring back the memories, but I had to do it to you, man. But how does it feel just to be, passing your barber school, your old barber school, because we're right next to it?
Oh, it's a lot of memories. Things come back, the good and the bad, of course. It's the good outweighs the bad, of course, because the ultimate goal was to be out of there and to walk past it one day and be like, I was there, So,
facts.
Just reminiscing. That's about it.
Yeah, I agree, man. It's always good to take a look back at things and see how everything is going. Ladies and gents, you probably wonder where my co-host is right now. He wasn't able to make it. Maliek wasn't able to make it. We will have him back on next week, so stay tuned. But today he's my special guest. Isiaha is filling in today. So before I get into things, as we usually do, we talk about different topics and everything like that. But I want to kind of shine some light on your perspective and your journey as well. But talk to me. You're a guy, grew up in Columbus, Ohio, close town to near Columbus, Ohio. Where did, barber come into your perspective? Where did it come from? Why did you fall in love with the journey?
I guess it's seeing it at a young age, and knowing the men that were cutting hair.
Yeah.
How it's like going in on the weekends and sitting there for 4 hours and waiting to get your hair cut.
I hate that.
You know what I mean? And then when you leave, it's like the best feeling in the world.
Yeah.
So I guess my childhood barber, Dante, he's the one that really got me into it, because when we would just sit down and talk, we'd talk about the community, we'd talk about sports, and we'd talk about each other, you know what I'm saying, just being black men and what's it like. Yeah. And he really hit me to barbering earlier in life, teaching me just little things, and I clinged on to it in a way. So I guess it just caught my eye, at an early age.
For sure.
Yeah, and I just like cutting hair, you know what I mean? Just the feeling of it. It's different. So.
Now, I know you used to cut your hair when you were smaller. You cut your own hair, and then you transitioned.
You want to talk about a journey? That's a journey right there. I ain't even playing with you.
You transitioned from cutting your own hair to other people's hair.
Yeah.
What was that like, being able to
It's
cut someone?
nerve-wracking.
Yeah,
it really is, because what you got to do first is you got to mess yourself up. It's going to happen. I've sent myself to school with double hairlines, scars in my head, things like that. But for me, when I transitioned over, I was young, so man, I'm nervous. I'm shaking while I'm giving a haircut and things like that. But it's my family, so no matter what I do, they gonna love it. You know what I mean? They gonna tell me that it looked good. Yeah. Did I think it looked good? That's for another story. I tried and I did it. So
that's good, man. The journey is definitely
it's
inspirational.
You know what I mean? That's all it takes is some practice, man. So
had a little bit of a rocky journey. You went to University of Pikeville, play a little ball up there. You're probably still good today. I don't know when we're gonna hit the gym sometime, but we definitely got to do that. But talk about your journey, man. You took a chance, from University of Pikeville to barber school. What was that like? Making that transition and really, taking a risk. And I don't even want to say risk, but just taking a chance on yourself in a different career spectrum.
I feel as if it definitely was a risk.
Yeah.
It was a decision that I made and that me and my family decided to make in a time where, you know, things didn't look bright or people were just struggling all around us. But it ultimately was just nerve-wracking and challenging, the thought process. It's always the thought process that I feel as if people have troubles dealing with things. But once you put plans into action and can like stay consistent on what you talk about, that's, you know, that's where like more or less things don't get harder, they get more repetition. I wouldn't say easier, but it's when you constantly do things, you'll get better at it, period.
No, for sure. Consistency is just half of it. Yeah. It's just half of it, man. Sports. You were involved in sports and you played a little bit of ball, like I just talked about. How did that, you know, being involved in sports, how's that really, you know, influence your work ethic, you know, and your the way you think and your mindset? How has just being involved in sports, how's that affected you?
Sports, socialization is huge with sports and barbering. Being able to know people and to like understand when you're around people, when you're doing different things like sports, when you can be able to like tell what clicks with people, it's almost like in another sense, but just different. It's different. But sports teach you, I think sports teach people a thing in life when it comes to, I guess, enduring like hardships or learning how to be a team player.
There you go.
That's it.
There you go.
You know what I mean? That's what it all comes down to.
Facts.
So like whenever you guys walk into the locker room, or into the locker room, into the barbershop, I treat it as if you're walking into the locker room. Hey, bro, how was your day going?
What's
you
good?
You ready to get this thing started?
Yeah.
And that's, you know, that's the biggest part.
Advice to others who are looking to, you know, go into this field, looking to, you know, become a barber. Well, what's your advice?
Stay consistent.
For sure.
Stay consistent. There was this one guy who came into the barber school, and it's so true. Yeah. He said that once you get out of barber school, you're gonna have a very bad day or a very good day, which seems like an energy draining day, 15 to 20 haircuts, maybe. You know what I mean? And as soon as you're closing that door, you're cleaning them clippers off, somebody else is going to walk in. And you've got...
You thought you was going home.
You've got all this money in your pocket. You've been here all day. You stink. You're ready to go take a shower. But the thing is stay there because you don't know who's walking into your shop.
You don't know who you're going to cut.
You don't know who you're going to cut, you know? And the connections as far as it... I would have never been here without you. You know what I mean?
Exactly. That makes sense.
Yeah.
You building connections every single day. You don't know who you're going to be cutting. Like, I get
relations,
it. I get it, man. That's some great advice. I want you to pitch, not even say pitch, but, you know, let everybody know, let the listeners know where you cut at, you know, and why they should come to you, why they should, you know, come to Isiaha.
Okay, I got you. So I've been in Lexington for about 3 years now. 4 years. For the last 2 years, I've been at a spot called the Porch Barbershop. The Porch Barbershop is located off of Southland Drive. It's close to campus. It is right next to the Southland Bowling Alley. We have 3 African-American barbers, and then we have a loctician and stylist also. She's also African-American. This is an African-American-owned business. We're one of the few in the city of Lexington. On a personal level, like I've spoken on here today, is consistency. I try to stay consistent as possible. I try to show love to my brothers.
You always show love.
You know what I mean? Because that's what it's all about. It's about them at the end of the day. They're gonna come to me based upon my haircuts, but it's the personal, it's the personality, the being personable to everybody that walks into the building.
Man. Relationship.
That's what it's all about. It's staying true to them, not just necessarily myself, but that comes with it.
Nah, grand way to do it. That's how you do it, man. That's how you do it. That's how you introduce yourself and really show what you're all about. And I'm a fan of yours. I've always been a fan of yours. Friends of mine go to yours.
We've been rocking with each other for about 2, 3 now.
Yeah, I was gonna say a lot of friends of mine. That's how I really, found you. A lot of friends of mine got cuts from you, and they were. I just
university. I'm trying to stay circled around the university.
Yeah. And then, y'all get there. Get there. But we got to move on because we got a break. We got to go to break, and then when we come back, Isiaha, man, we got a lot to talk about.
Let's do it.
We got a lot to talk about. Ladies and gents, you're listening to WLXU 93.9 FM. What's Next Kentucky Radio. Your host Mario will be back after the break. Ladies and gents, we are back. WLXU 93.9 FM. What's Next Kentucky Radio. We are back after the break. got a special guest, Isiaha, joining us from the Porch Barber Shop, one of the best barbers in the local area. Welcome to the show once again. But we got a lot to talk about, Isiaha, man. Let's start off with the first topic.
Let's dive into it.
Yeah, let's dive into it as we always do. We try to talk about sports, culture, music, all that good stuff, and mix it in there, man. But this time we got a lot going on in the school industry, man. We got Fayette County. Fayette County, has been closed. It feels like for almost like a week now, a week and a half maybe, because, obviously the storms are getting crazy. But they just announced, for Kentucky schools that they're continuing to close schools due to, NTI Day, which stands for Non-Traditional Instruction Day. Basically, they do, class on the computers and stuff like that.
Right.
That's what that is. But what are your thoughts, man? It sucks because, it seems like Kentucky's just not prepared. I don't want to say they're not prepared for the storms, but it's like, man, these guys, they're missing school, and it's like, what are we gonna do? How long is this? Like, what happens if we get a bigger storm? Snow. This is normal, but how are we gonna prepare better? I want to know, like, what are your thoughts? On just missing so much school because of the weather. And I know conditions are very important. We got to keep the kids safe. That's the most important thing about it. But what are your thoughts overall, man? What do you think? And I'll let you know what I think.
So yeah, I grew up kind of close to Kentucky, where people live in certain places, you can't get out of that, to go to school, which I understand. But, back in my day, we didn't have NTIs.
What's an NTI?
You know what I mean? We didn't finish school until it was like June. You know what I mean? So I definitely understand when it comes to keeping people safe. Yeah. I do understand that. But as far as the education goes, how do we know that kids are really learning from their computers than an actual person talking to them? That's the biggest, I think, in my opinion.
My thing, Isiaha, is like, if we have it bad, what does it look like for Minnesota and Chicago and
you can't,
like,
it's
I guess they're more prepared for it, but it's like, I don't know,
how often do we get snowstorms versus how often they get snowstorms?
Exactly. So it's like, man, I know they're not missing school. I have a buddy of mine who's from Nebraska, and he's like, this is nothing. Like, you ain't missing. You're not missing school for nothing. Like, but that's that. I don't know, man. I don't know. The thing is just to keep the kids safe. That's all that matters. But we got a lot going on in Lexington. We got a lot of stolen vehicles as well in Lexington, Kentucky, man. It's on the rise. More than 1,200 cars have been stolen in Lexington in 2023. Thefts of cars have been going up across the country. That includes the 1,200 in Lexington, Kentucky. Police, they're still investigating. 800 cases, 340 cases have been pending, and then 135 cases have been cleared. But it looks like everybody's just getting their car stolen these days. What are your thoughts on that, man? It's scary for me because I don't want to get my car stolen, but it's like I could leave this radio station today and my car is gone. And it's like
instantly. Been there. I've had my car stolen before. I've seen my mom's car get stolen.
How was that?
It hurts, man. It hurts. Ultimately, you're gonna get the car back.
Not in the same.
It's not gonna be
not in the same condition. Not in the same condition, ladies and gents.
It's not smart to steal a car because at the end of the day, with the way technology works,
they're gonna
find the car. I guess it's just more for like a cheap thrill ride or just to prove yourself that you can
steal a car.
Grand Theft Auto. It's a felony, by the way.
Don't do it, young kids. Don't do it. Don't even think about doing it. It's just not smart. Don't put yourself in that situation.
Don't use your NTI skills to steal vehicles, please.
Don't do that. Definitely don't do that. But yeah, man, it's sad to see that. The scary part is just, leaving or you're coming out of your house or apartment or whatever the case may be, and you walk outside and you like, I swear, I know I parked here. I know I parked there.
It's the snow. It got the tire marks and everything in it. So
I know I parked here. Yeah. Did I get towed?
No.
It's like so many questions that pop up.
I'd rather pay the $200 to get my car out than to have to call the police department to figure out it's stolen.
Man. We got to do better, man. Stop stealing cars, ladies and gents. Stop stealing cars. We got to pivot a little bit, Isiaha. We got some sports news that's popping up. We got Joel Embiid. I don't know if you got a chance to check him out earlier. 70 points. Did you get the chance to see the reaction by Kevin Durant?
Come on, he said in the interview, he cussing.
He was cussing.
He's cussing.
He was, but man, 70 points from Joel Embiid. He's looking like an early candidate for the MVP. What are your thoughts? Is he your early pick right now?
Man, I asked, did they lose?
I don't know if they. I think they won. They won. They beat the Spurs.
Okay.
Yep.
Oh yeah, it was Wemby and them.
It was Wemby. Yep.
Yeah, Joel Embiid MVP.
You got Joel Embiid.
Oh, 110%.
It has to be right now.
110%. I mean, you can debate it.
It has to be.
You can debate it all you want, but Joel Embiid's proven it.
It has to be. I mean, James Harden just left. You think the team would kind of fall off, and Joel Embiid's like, nah, I'll put this team on my back. I'm gonna, you know.
He's still trusting the process.
He is. It's been a while now.
Y'all might as well give him something.
That's a long process.
Come on, man.
It's a long process that's been going on in Philadelphia, but hey, man, you got to tip your hat off to Joel Embiid. He's doing his thing. We got also another news. Karl Anthony Towns, former Wildcat, he broke the NBA scoring record for most points in the first half. He had 44 points, breaking away the previous record to R.I.P. Kobe Bryant. And the crazy thing is,
Kobe's on today.
You do have the Kobe's on
Rest in
today,
peace,
man.
Kobe.
Fan of Kobe, big fan. But this Karl Anthony Towns break this record 18 years ago today. Obviously, 18 years ago, Kobe scored 81 points. Coincidence that this is all happening on Kobe's?
I'm a big numbers guy. I do believe numbers and vibration have everything to do with this world. So yes.
Something's going on, man.
Trust me.
Now I don't know. Something looks a little fishy, man. This all can't be too real. I don't know, but yeah, man. I'm happy to see Karl Anthony Towns. It's crazy that two big men are actually doing it. Usually, you know, when you see a lot
Basketball
of points,
is a game of size.
man, you see a lot of points. A lot of players put up points. It's usually like a guard or something.
Yeah.
Now we're seeing that, bigs is changing. The game is changing, man. We got other things to talk about. How about local store, local coffee and donut shop? One of my favorite places, North Lime Coffee and Donuts. They're going into the new year with a new mindset and new year, new donut holes.
Need to see them. I need to see.
You gotta see them. They look.
I need to see those. That was my favorite coffee shop being over here. I'm not gonna lie to you. It's right on the corner.
It's right next to. It's our neighbor. It's our neighbor. I was gonna say they usually had the box donuts that's kind of in the shape of a box. I'm a fan, man, but now they're having donut holes with different flavors.
I gotta see those through.
I gotta try that.
I know they got a pumpkin kind that I gotta see through. Gotta see it.
You a big pumpkin guy?
Pumpkin and blueberry.
Ah, man, here we go.
I'm telling you.
Here we go, man, with the pumpkin, man. Pumpkin spice, whatever y'all want to call it.
The pumpkin spice candles, man. They elite.
Come on, man. Come on, man. I don't even want to hear it. Man, but yeah, we got to move on. We got the CEO of Apple. He has actually advised, this came out in the news today, he advised to not use your iPhone as much, ladies and gents.
Good luck.
Yeah, that's tough for me. Tough for me as a content creator. But is that tough for you? I want to see that.
I'm trying to average my screen time down. It's at 6 hours a week.
6 hours a week?
Yeah, I'm trying to get that down. It used to be at 7 to 8. You know, with TikTok, man, it makes it kind of hard.
TikTok's addicting,
It's the easiest app that we use in the world.
No, it's addicting.
You know, with the melatonin bursts that these iPhones give you.
And the algorithm, man, they show you what you want to see.
They make it as if, like, you don't want to get off your phone.
Yep.
If your entertainment starts to even settle a little bit, there's another app that you go to.
You can go to.
And it's right there for you.
You got options.
You've got options.
You got options, my man. But yeah, it's crazy that even the CEO of Apple is saying, like, hey, stay off your phone, man. Like, hey, we you usually don't see that.
Don't make it so accessible.
Exactly. Don't make it. Usually, like, you're the product owner. You're like, get my stuff. Like, use my stuff. Use my products. He's like, nah, you don't do it too much, man. So
I wonder how many trillions of dollars it takes to get there.
I don't know, man. I don't know, man. Speaking of TikTok, we got a middle school in North Carolina. They actually had some students. They had to remove the mirrors in the bathroom at this middle school in North Carolina because the students there, they were frequently leaving class to film TikToks. What are your thoughts on that, Isaiah? I think that's kind of crazy, removing the mirrors, but I guess it makes sense. You got to find a way to keep them in the classroom.
If I feel as if it's crazy to like necessarily even talk about this. When it comes to discipline, taking the mirrors out of the bathroom, how about we just shut the whole bathroom down?
Ooh.
How about we just no longer, you can individually go to the bathroom with an escort.
Ooh.
I mean, taking the mirrors out, that's going to do something. But if you want to discipline kids, like, let's make it stern because that's insane. Yeah. That makes no sense.
Yeah, taking the mirrors off, I can't even see.
Not even the mirrors, it's just the TikToks in the bathroom. I didn't have a phone till I was 18 years old.
No,
so
literally.
Like, I don't understand.
Literally, man. You got kids getting phones in the third grade, fourth grade.
I know 6
got
year olds
an iPhone
with better iPhones than me. It's Come on. Okay, Apple CEO, tell a 6-year-old to stay off of your device so much if that's the case. I don't get it.
You can't do that,
Yep.
man. You can't do that. We got one last story before we go. Let's see. Actually, I think we're out of time, man. I think we're actually out of time, Isaiah. I think that is all we got for today. We will be back next week, though, to talk a little bit more about what's happening in Lexington, Kentucky, and the outside world as well. Isaiah, thank you so much for joining this show. It's been a pleasure, man. Just getting to sit down and chit chat with you and
we do this all the time, but
yeah,
being on the radio different.
It's on radio now, so a lot of people can hear what you're kind of doing as well. So I tip my hat off to you, man, and honor to be able to provide this platform for you and Radio Lex to provide this platform for you to share your business and your journey.
Man,
well.
I've seen a lot of guys come on here, and I've seen you plenty of times give other people's flowers, man. But I'm here to give you your flowers today,
man,
bro. You know I didn't see the process.
Yeah,
bro.
you have.
I've seen it all, bro. From the little clips on Twitter to you here now, bro. Like hats off to you, brother.
Thank you.
God is good, and thank you for having me on today.
I appreciate you, man. Hopefully we can do this sometime again, man. I'm
coming
down.
back.
I know you are, man. Everybody likes coming on Western Kentucky radio. So, I'd love to have you on. But that's all we got for today, ladies and gents. Hit that like and subscribe button on YouTube. Follow us on all social media platforms, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. We're all on there. And then, we'll get this up on Apple Podcasts and Spotify as well. So y'all make sure y'all stay tuned. This is WLXU 93.9 FM, Radio Lex, What's Next Kentucky Radio. We're signing out. We'll see you again next week.